Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. My name is Willetta Wilson, Secretary of the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association. Good morning to the members of the media and the viewing and listening public. This morning we have a very special press conference of TTSIDA in response to the government's proposed 6-month shutdown of the industry. Today we have our President, Mr. Alan Ferguson, on my right. On my left, our Vice President, Mr. Ariel Sijatan. Next to him, former Secretary, Mr. Kenny Plaza, and Mr. Kenneth Roach on the end. I'd like to invite our President to begin today's proceedings.
Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to the media. Good morning to all our special guests, and good morning also to my executive and my team. And I want to say a special good morning to all the scrapyard all over Trinidad and Tobago. Also, I want to say special mornings to the collectors, because I know you will be listening to this news conference because you want to hear what the association doing or what they will be saying concerning this shutdown. I must thank God for giving me back my strength and my life this morning, because after hearing this announcement Friday, my ears was ringing off with my phone. A lot of calls was coming through. A lot of people from outside of Trinidad and inside Trinidad. But before I go anyway, and before I make any more statement, Director, I want you to play the former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago for me, please.
The first responsibility that devolves upon you is the protection and promotion of your democracy. Democracy means more, much more, than the right to vote, and one vote for every man and every woman of the prescribed age. Democracy means recognition of the rights of others. Democracy means the equality of all in the eyes of the law. Democracy means equality of opportunity for all in education, in the public service, and in private employment. I repeat, and in private employment. Democracy means responsibility of the government to its citizens, the protection of the citizens from the exercise of arbitrary power and the violation of human freedom and individual rights. Democracy means freedom of worship for all and the subordination of the rights of any one race to the overriding right of the human race. Democracy means freedom of expression and assembly and organization. All that is democracy. All that is our democracy, to which I call upon all citizens to dedicate themselves on this our Independence Day. This is what I meant when I gave the nation as its slogan for all time: discipline, production, tolerance. Our national flag belongs to all of us. Our national coat of arms with our national birds inscribed therein is the sacred trust of all our citizens. So it is today. Please, I urge you, let it always be so. Let us always be able to say with the psalmist, "Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity."
Thank you. I will like to let Trinidad and Tobago know I am not in a quarreling mood. I am in the mood to show facts and speak the truth. So I want you all in Trinidad and Tobago to know I am not guilty. I am not playing guilty. I am not guilty in this matter. And I want to make it very clear the association will not play guilty. We is not guilty in this matter. And I will prove to you, Trinidad and Tobago, why the association not going to play guilty. And I will start from the starting. I will start when I came president of this association. And then I will explain to Trinidad why the case is going on. There's some people and some organizations that govern our industry. And I will show you why they lapse and why they encourage what takes place in our industry. I will start first with the government. Then I will start with the police. And then I will start with custom. And then I will go with the EMA. And I will show Trinidad and Tobago who is to blame, not the association. Because some people, because they're seeing stealing is taking place all over, and they feel as our association to be blamed. But I always understand in life, if you do the right things, you will always come out free. And if you do the wrong things, you will end up in jail. And I will not play guilty in this matter. Because since 2011, Trinidad and Tobago, since 2011, 11 years now, we have been fighting and struggling for this association and this industry, to regularize this industry. And I will prove to you that I and my members and my executive continue to do the right things. And we had meet with all the stakeholders in this business. All the stakeholders. We had meetings upon meetings to make sure this industry regulates the correct way. And we keep on begging and begging government come and government go. And when you make it look like we is the blame, and because Trinidad and Tobago don't have the facts and the information that we will give them today, it would look like our industry is encouraging theft, and which is wrong. So I need to put to Trinidad and Tobago, and I want you to know, if you is a PNM or UNC, I want you to understand my position and our position as the association. I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand where I am taking this. Because if you don't listen very carefully, you might have a misunderstanding. And I don't want you all to understand differently from what we was going to explain to you all here today. And I want to make it very clear. I am not about trying to bring down nobody, bring down no government. I am not that kind of person. I am not into the politics thing. Clearly, I am not in the politics thing. But if I want Trinidad and Tobago to understand what I'm saying here. If you have friends, and your friends is taking your head and pushing it down in a barrel, what you will do? You will leave your head in that barrel to drown. You will try to pull out your head and hold his hand and move it from you. You will not take that, you will not leave yourself to drown. And a little child, if you put your head in a bathtub and you push down the child's head in a bathtub, the child will try to raise up. Because that is nature. If you want to take this industry and collapse it, what we supposed to do? Stay silent, don't do nothing. After it, all this industry is, most of the people is under the privilege of owning dollars when the day comes from your areas. When you look at the beat-em dumps, people coming out from the beat-em to go in the dump, honest people going to make $1 when the day come. When you take this from us, what these people in the Beecham dump will do? When you take it from us, what the people in Arima dump in Dump Road, what they will do? These people make an honest dollar each and every single day. The people in Clarkson Bay dump so much, hundreds of thousands of people, hundreds of people. What they will do in Clarkson Bay dump also. These people make an honest dollar to feed a family daily. They don't have money like y'all. The people in Point 14 dump. What they will do? The people from all Laventille and all these areas that use bands to go and collect the material when they come to bring it to our yard, what these people will do? You expect them to come by you and ask you for $1? And I want to make the government clear, when you take this from us, you've done trying your best with public assistance. Don't you see this will put more pressure on the Treasury because of what you want to do to us? When you take this industry from us, what you will think will happen with all these thousands of people? You think the Treasury will go good? And I want to make it clear also what will happen to all these scrapyards all over Trinidad. We'll go and borrow money to buy the equipment to make sure that they're doing things good and proper. And don't tell me about the few, the handful of people who steal and bringing and buying stolen stuff. Don't tell me about them. Because I will tell you what about the few police that they have in crime and getting locked up for all kind of things each and every day. Don't tell me that, because I'm nothing to trying to compare. I am talking about all these people who invest all this money. What they will wait to 6 months for the bank to take back everything from them? What about people who have mortgage on the house that depend on this industry to pay the mortgage? What will happen to them? I am trying to make it in a way for the government to understand. And before I go into more, I want to let them know. I just want to break down myself a little bit, because if I keep talking, I want you to read in 2011 where we start. Read it for them, please. Read it for Trinidad and Tobago so they'll understand.
This first article is Scrap Dealers Call for Regulation. It's by Ryan Hamilton Davis. TT Scrap Iron Dealers Association President Alan Ferguson once again called for the regularization of the scrap iron industry, as Minister of Trade and Industry Paula Gopi-Schoon noted.
No, not that one. Okay. Read the one from the
2011. Okay, sorry. This is Anand, Time to Regularize Scrap Iron Industry. It's written by Anna Ramdas. Attorney General Alan Ramlogan yesterday sounded an early warning to scrap to scrap iron dealers, urging them to prepare proposals with the aim of regulating the industry and protecting the environment. At the post-cabinet press briefing at the Diplomatic Center, St. Anne's, Ramlogan said he, together with Trade Minister Stephen Cadiz, has agreed to meet with members of the Scrap Iron Association next Tuesday. The CEO of the Environmental Management Authority and the Comptroller of Customs and Excise will also be in attendance at the meeting. Ramlogan said for far too long the scrap iron industry has been largely unregulated, and this was a golden opportunity to regulate the industry. He said he expects the scrap iron dealers to bring proposals on the following: how they intend to store the scrap iron without utilizing the government roads, road reserves, and pavements, what measures they are taking to deal with the protection of neighbors and others in the communities where they live to prevent rats, snakes, cockroaches, and dengue, having regard to the iron being kept as scrap for a prolonged period. Ramlogan said scrap iron dealers who are involved in trade cannot have old vehicles parked up for years. It cannot be that you are involved in the scrap iron business and you claim to be from the lower rungs of the social ladder, that you can create a public nuisance and escape, said Ramlogan. Those who earn a legitimate source of income from the scrap iron business have nothing to worry about and fear, he added. He said it was time for the EMA to step up and prepare proper inspection and regulation of the scrap iron yards in the public interest. The next one, scrap iron to be regularized. Again, from Anna Ramdas. Trade Minister Stephen Cadiz. Oh, this first one, sorry, is from Friday the 9th, 2011. The second one, I don't have the date here. Sorry, it's 15th of the 9th month, 2011. Trade Minister Stephen Cadiz has said legislation to regularize the scrap iron industry will be brought to Parliament soon. Cadiz and Attorney General Anand Ramlogan met with the scrap iron dealers on Tuesday at the Attorney General's office, St. Vincent Street, Port of Spain. Describing the meeting as excellent, Cadiz told the Express that discussions were based on regularizing the industry. He pointed out that the current act under which the scrap dealers operate was passed in 1904 and is outdated. We need to find immediate solutions on the banning of the export of all scrap. This has caused some distress on the part of scrap dealers, said Cadiz. The dealers, he said, explained that some 2,000 people were employed in the scrap iron industry and now are on the breadline. The Attorney General had issued an order to stop the exportation of scrap iron. We have to find ways and means of making it work under the new legislation, said Cadiz. He further noted that there are 60 scrap iron dealers in the country and more than half are operating without a license. Cadiz said the scrap iron dealers have agreed to work in compliance with regulations and standards by the EMA. There are issues of money laundering and other crimes when you have an unregulated industry, said Cadiz.
All right. So Trinidad and Tobago, all of these came in when we had this industry had been shut down in 2011, 2012. At the government that time, we had sat down with them. And whilst we sat down with them today, and some other days, about 2, 4, 5 days, they had opened back the industry. Because they see the importance of the industry. They had understand that we understand this industry. And that is why they opened it back immediately after they shut it down, when they was claiming people sleeping bridge and people sleeping this. They do that, and they work with us. And the theft had stopped because they had worked with us. If you have people that supposed to work with you all, and they're leaving you by yourself, you know what's going to happen to you. And they wanted that to happen to us, that they could come and blame us. But I want the director to play something. I do agree with everything that they say in this, in the people that vex that this happening now. The people that are on the ground, the people that in the dumps, that speaking now, because it's like a man going to work every day, and tomorrow you tell him no work for him, and these are the people that can't get work nowhere else, because they will have a little bad criminal record, and they want to change, and they're making change into their life, and they're trying the best, and we will be helping them by giving them employment, because nobody don't want to hear from them, you know. Nobody don't want to see them because they come from certain areas. Nobody don't want to talk to them. And we better take it up on ourselves to say we not going to leave out nobody in Trinidad. We're going to help them. And whilst we're doing that, you now want to take this away from me and tell me that you will regulate it. Well, listen to me. You want us to check a ban for 6 months? Let me tell you something. It's only because I, as a man, fear my Lord, that because the kind of call I get, and the kind of thing people want to do, I will never authorize it. I will never support that kind of thing some people have in their head. But director, before I continue and I move from this area, I want you to place some people in dump roads and other parts of Trinidad for me, please. Let them hear. Let the government hear them.
Every time I go in the grocery, the prices go higher. I can't afford to make grocery like I could have buy $500, $600 in grocery because the iron price not good. We struggling. So I support the drive for progress because that is what we want, progress. And Dr. Keith Rowley, I don't know what it is you're doing because dump road people suffering. because it have nothing since it with the COVID. We suffering. Or they're not helping we. If they come to give people, if they come to share out a little food, it's because they're picking and choosing, and that is not right, Dr. Rowley, because I vote for you. And all this calamity, I cannot understand what it is you really doing. You are doing nothing for the people who support you. So what must we do now? What must we do now, Dr. Keith Rowley? Come on, man. We's poor people, we's black people, we's your people. Why are you doing this to us? Stop doing that to us and support us, because we is your people. When time for election, we all over supporting you. And now you let us down. You let us down big time now. It's a years we doing, we scrap iron. And what happened now? What happened to we now? Nah, man, Dr. Rowley, I can't believe it's you doing this. Support us. Support us, I beg in the name of God. Support us and don't take away we rightful what we just be doing. That is not right.
I support.
Yeah, I support.
I will be supporting.
I support.
I support.
I'm supporting.
Hi, my name is Nancy K. I'm a scrap leader and I support Scrap Iron Association in their drive for progress.
For 35 years I have been doing this scrap work. I have no other means, I have no other use, I get the money. Everybody else just do the same work, the same scrap work, and helping the family. Right? Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, all they do want to give black people nothing. We get nothing from all here. If we don't create our own job, it will have more crime in the country. Like all they supporting crime, because all they sell out is spot, all they sell out the steel mill. You know? Just remember, all we had a steel mill here, and all they sell it out. You know? Right? And all they're giving us nothing. All they're not giving us nothing. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Look, we hustling scrap iron and you want to take that away from poor people. There's a wicked man, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. I telling you, he's a wicked man. You're not giving poor people nothing. You're not standing up for poor people. Look there, look COVID in the place. Why you don't give everybody with an ID card food? Give everybody with an ID card food. You don't have to give them money, you know, but give them food so they can eat. You alone eating. You alone eating. Nobody else is eating more than you alone, and then we hustling scrap iron and you coming to condemn that and take that and give somebody else that, boy. Oh, well, wicked, so that's not right. That is not right. And I'm speaking out to all scrap members and all scrap men, stand up for all their rights, because that's what all they're living off of. Don't let them just come and take it from we just so. Protest for all their rights, because this whole thing, he and about this whole thing is we know about this is we created this work so everybody could get something in Trinidad and Tobago. Look how much people that do scrap work. Watch how much people that do scrap work. You know how much people that helping? If it wasn't for that, it's real gunshots in the place, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Be get real and get serious and do the right thing for poor people, not for yourself. The more you have is the more you want. The more you have is the more you want. The rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. Come on, man, Christopher Rowley.
Right.
Yeah. The reason I do agree with everything, but 99% of the thing I agree with. So I just want to make it clear. I would like to say to the government of Trinidad and Tobago, the Scrap Iron Association do not agree with shutting down this industry for no 6 months. We agree that the copper, the export of the copper, we will agree to hold on the copper for 2 or 3 months. And the reason for it is that it's having a problem because all you're not doing all your work. And we will accept the whole of the copper, because when I start to tell you how all you is not doing all your work in a while, then you will see. But I will not agree with the government to shut down this industry, this whole industry, for 6 months. Because you know something? They have industry in Trinidad that they said they was going to open back in a certain period of time, you know, and it never opened back. And I understand this industry, brother. I eat this industry with rice every day. I eat this industry with all different type of provision and all kind of things every day. So I understand it. And when you tell me we want to take away this from me, after we work with all the bodies that put this organization together, meaning that the AMA, the police, the Ministry of Trade, the Ministry of Works, the intelligence agency, we work with all of them for months. I've been through every single meeting from 2011 to now. And I'm going to let Trinidad and Tobago know we work hard to save this industry for years. So when there's some things that I need you all to know now, because I don't want to take no more time. Just give me this book. Give me this book. Not the book, the policy. You see this? This is the policy. And I don't like to talk about it. Me and people talk already. I called the minister early this year. The Minister of Trade. I know she don't like people calling she name. But I called the Minister of Trade. And she told me this is in the Attorney General office. And when it's in the Attorney General office, it means it's ready to go to Parliament to do the amendments. Because this is done an act already, you know. This is in 1904. This act was created for the scrap industry. Right? So this, we had worked with them years, 11 years on this. And you told me it's at the Attorney General office. And I called you back about a month or 2 months ago. And you told me that the Attorney General sent it back to you because you need to straighten out something in it. Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to listen to me. I swear by my Lord, I am not speaking no lie. I don't want to make people feel because this is in the public view, I am talking foolishness. I am talking the truth. She told me that the Attorney General sent it back to her to view certain things in it. Trinidad and Tobago, you think to straighten out something in this could take 6 months and shut down a whole industry because you just need to just fix something in this? It could take 6 months to fix something in this. You see it as some plan to destroy this industry? All you know, it reached by the Attorney General already because we worked in this for 11 years. How you want to shut down a whole industry where only poor people just get a little food from this? And most of the poor people come from your areas. And I want to find out something. The MP for Rima, you sit down in cabinet with them and agree with this to shut down this industry? Fitzgerald Hines, you sit down in cabinet, which is your constituency that own a lot of money from this. You sit down and agree with them to shut down this for 6 months? If it's Fitzgerald Hines, you expect to shut down an industry where most people just gain of food from this is from your area? And all you don't want me to say nothing? I must keep my mouth shut? Let me tell you something. I championing for the poor. I championing for the poor. And if I championing for the poor, I have to do the right things. Because God will vex with me. God will vex with me. Because look what you all want me to do. To surrender myself and surrender for the poor. The poor is who does eat from this industry more than the people who have. It's every single day, people with car, people with barrow, people with a hand, people with bag. They can't do nothing else more than come and try to eat a food. We feed people who come out from jail. You all don't want to take them in all your business. And all you know who business people. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If all if all you agree with the government for this will create problems for business people. I'm telling you that. I don't want it to happen, but you remember how much crime going on in this country. Look how much people died. Look how much people dead. From today, look how much people stolen cars. Look how much thing going on, and all they want to add more to this in this country. Where you understand is that the people who right down to the end, to the bottom, is who gain from this industry, and all you can just maybe work with us to fix it. Work with us to fix it. All you rather to take this from us? I say no. I am saying no to this. I am saying no, and I'm going to tell you all. And I'm going to tell you all after I bring in these 3 other points, because I'm not going to stay long on the 3 other points. We, as the association, we always asking the police to help with us and work with us. We only get one meeting with this commissioner. All the rest of the commissioner always agree to work with us. This commissioner, like he wanted us to fail. And I'm telling him that. This commissioner wanted us to fail because he didn't want to work with us. He wanted to get named at this one and that. And I telling him, we work with other commissioner to get rid of some of this problem that we had. And we work with the commissioner. I am telling you, fail. You fail this organization. And I will tell you why. When we ask you for meeting, I don't want you to read no more because I could read letters upon letters. We had to write you all to help us and work with us. And nothing you seem to want to help us with. Nothing. The only meeting we get with you all is because we had also calling on the tape with Alexander, and he would arrange a meeting for us, else you don't want to meet with us to help. And we know this will not take place, you know. That is why we want to talk to you to work with us. Police, we will want to work with you all to stop this, to give you all the information, because we cannot give you information based on we watching you and you watching me. Because the last time that we went up in the commissioner office, and before we leave, somebody done call me and tell me we was up there and telling me we asked one, what we do. So we had to be careful for our life. Because you all don't seem to understand, all you don't care about people, because all you're going home with gun, you know. We don't have to, when we leave, that we going home with normal. It's costing me now, because I have to hire security. I have to have a higher security to move. Because you're not doing all your work, and because I talking because I want to save this industry. It's costing me money now. It ain't costing you nothing. But if it work like that, and I go tell all them fellas in Beto, I'm all in Silas, all Rima, all about, hello, all you have no books, let me go by you. Let me go by you to see if you'll give it charity. Because we need to get charity because they have no money to buy no books when all they close it down, you know. And you don't want to help. I'm telling you, what we're going to do from today, because you're not doing all the work. People calling us and say when they call all you concerning people thief and couple, they're moving out from the station. Today, I'm going to announce that we will have a hotline. And the hotline is that you will call us 24 hours. And if they don't want to hear when we call them, because you calling them and they ain't hearing you all, when we call them and they don't want to answer, we will expose them. We will expose the area which we had called. So we will have a hotline. And we will give the number before we leave here today. And that's the police. That is the police. So we will change our system and we will put in a new hotline now. Because I'm forgetting this thing with them, we want to shut down this, you know. Because I'm coming up to tell all you something just now. Next thing, custom. You see, you custom, you fail big time. And this now, I want the government to hear this one. Recently, the way we was doing investigation, when we doing investigation, because we could do investigation, you know, because we didn't know how to do it too, you know. When we investigate a container copper, because they put the wrong code, they put the wrong information, and instead of copper, they might have put scrap. And because a Point Lisa's scanner is working, Point Lisa's was able to pick up the copper instead of scrap. And you know what happened? You know what custom do? They allow that container to fly back out easy. No problem. Back to the yard. Back to the yard. Back to the yard. Without any problem. You discover that it have, instead of scrap, it have copper. And you leave it, let it go. And you know why they're not going to, you know why they're going to Port of Spain? It's because the scanner not working. So if you put aluminum, scrap, and it have a whole container copper, that's going out in Port of Spain because the scanner not working. All these, if you fix the problem, all this will solve it. I ain't supposed to tell you all that. You're supposed to know all these things. And because of your lapsing, you all want to close down this industry because of all you fail for years. Whilst we lobbying all you fail. And then all you want me to agree with all you, and then I must stay quiet, and I must stay silent, and I champion for the poor, because this organization, if you don't champion for the poor, you know what's going to happen. All will ride over them. That is what's going on. That is what's going on. And then, the AMA. Well, the AMA is the only one. Anytime we call for a meeting, we just get to them. Them is the only organization in Trinidad that when we call on the AMA, the chairman is a very respectable man. I'm not going to lie. But there's some laws that they want to bring out there. I think they need to understand. I don't want to tell them, they need to understand to work with the people who are involved. Work with us more to understand what they're doing. And then we will have a strong industry. The government. I had to go back to them. And I wonder if I say it, in 2019 and to 2022, the minister just recently said that this industry improved 47%. And you want now to take this away? This organization is an organization that sends the most container out of these two ports. We export the most container out of these two ports. You imagine the truckers, you imagine the bandmen, you imagine the shipping company, all type of people will go, this going to affect. And you don't care about that. The industry that export the most containers out of Port of Spain and Point Lisas, you want to take that away? Well, I don't want to say all your mad. I don't want to say all your mad. But anybody in the right thinking head will want to do that. Anybody who understands our position and understand what we're doing will want to do that. No. I am saying, I am asking the Prime Minister to rethink his position and meet with us and let us work out this, please, to save Trinidad and Tobago. Because let me tell you something. I know, I don't want, and I keep telling all my all my people all over, when they call me, no blocking of no road. Don't do that. I will not take part in that. But if I don't have control over this organization, I can't promise nobody nothing. I can't promise nobody nothing. The only hope they listen to me because I'm in charge and I'm a leader and they see leadership. But I can't guarantee nobody that what's taking place, what's going on now without all these protests, I can't promise them when I don't have control. Right? I am saying, and I am saying it very clearly, Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, you're a man that I respect. You're a man, and you and Stuart Young, I really respect you all. I don't care what nobody say about you all. I respect you all. I understand you all. And I want to work with your government to make sure that this industry stays strong. I don't want this industry to go bad and all the things that are happening. But a lot of criminals coming out from the streets and coming in our organization. I am telling you, a scrapyard. What is a scrapyard, man? You all think everything is scrapyard, man. But these people you see going around and doing all this steeping, these are people that's coming in the organization because it's irregularized. If you regularize in the industry, all this problem that's taking place wouldn't go away. Because people that's coming off the street, criminal and all type of people, and coming in the industry, people coming from all over and just opening up scrapyard without license. They're not following the rules. And that is causing problem. All these things you're supposed to fix, not me. We went and shut down yards already with the police. But we can't continue doing this because you know what's going on these days? So we face all these necessary things. We had to do it. But let me tell you something. If you want us to do it, just give me the authorization now. I go hire, I have a security company. I go strengthen up my men, and we go and shut down. We go and do the things the police don't want to do it. Because it seems that like all don't want to go and help us. And if we have to turn to ourselves to help, give us the authority. Give us the rights to go and do it. And trust me, this problem will solve, you know. But only leaving me to dead. And then when we dead, only want to bury in about a 12 feet hole. So nobody gonna hear me bawling, himself he dead. That's what I want to do. You understand? So we need to change this. We need to talk with you all. We need to sit down and work it out. And I'm going on the final part. I am saying, we're willing to work with the government. We're willing to do all the necessary things to save this industry. And you see that, you see how I operating, I'm begging, I'm moving, but it's working, you know. Let me tell you something, a lot of people start to come and do right things and want to do this, and a lot of things was going on right behind the scenes, you know. We did gain through, you know. And now it's a damping plenty people's head. So you know what happened to we now? Here's what we're going to do. I am calling on all citizens, all scrapyard, all truck drivers who does work with us and help all your family, all the people that you know. I'm calling on the union. I am calling on all the unions. I am calling on all the political parties in Trinidad. I am calling on all civilized people who understand what we're going to do. This Saturday we will have a rally from Brian Lara Promenade to straighten the capital. And while we move to the capital, we will let the government know that this industry employs a lot of people. So this Saturday, I want you to know that we will have a rally where we invite all the trade union movements, all right-thinking people in Trinidad to save this industry. Please, I begging you to come with us. That is only if the government don't change the position by now on Saturday. I am saying we will have a rally. We will invite all people, all necessary people, all the people that want to help us. Because let me tell you something, if you don't come with us, it have things that might happen in Trinidad. It's you to be blamed for that. Because think about it. A lot of people is going to suffer. A lot of people who was in crime before they come to us might end up back into crime. And we don't want that. So I'm telling you, please work with us to save this industry. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank every single body that supports this organization. And I want you to continue. I think that we need, as an organization, to forget all the differences and let us come together to save this industry. I am saying every single scrapyard and bandmen and dumps and every single body in Trinidad and Tobago, let us come together to save this industry. This industry must be saved from whatever necessary they want to do. I don't want to claim them from going and do anything or they do that. I'm not going to do that because I don't have no information yet. But as soon as I could get it, Trinidad and Tobago will know. So I thank you, and I thank you for being here today. I thank the media. I thank every single one. I also want to thank my family for standing strong with me with this kind of mad announcement. I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to ask our Vice President, Mr. Sijatan, to say a few words. If you want to say, okay.
Hi, good morning. Pleasant good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. I know we already strapped for time, so I'm going to try to be as short as possible. On Friday, I listened to the government's media conference with Mr. Hines, and actually, when he started to speak, I became very excited because all along, I believed that we were going to get shut down because it was like every single morning you get up, it was something new. It was something new. Something new was happening, something that was making us look bad. And then out of the mouth of Mr. Hines came these words: vandalism and sabotage, not larceny. However, nobody seemed to be paying attention. But I just want to draw this to the attention of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. What got us into this mess is because of all the negative things that were happening. WASA installations, TNTech installation, TSTT installations. But guess what? According to Mr. Fitzgerald Hines, intelligence has shown that is not larceny. Now, had it been larceny, that would have been us. But it's not larceny. It's sabotage and vandalism that borders on terrorism. His words, not mine. His words. So then why hasn't this stigma been removed from the scrap iron industry? Why are we still carrying that stigma? 2 scrap dealers got arrested. We are as yet to know who is the scrap dealer in Tobago because that information hasn't been given to us. But let us look at the scrap dealer that got arrested. Foreigner. Now, let me tell you something. Our foreign partners are as important to this industry as we are. They have stood with us, they have supported us, and they continue to support us. However, like anything else, there are rogue elements. Now, when you go in a scrapyard, right, the first thing you would see in a licensed scrapyard is a sign that tells you who is the owner of the scrapyard, who is the licensee. Right? We are as yet to receive information confirming that this individual has a license. However, he has been operating with impunity under the radar, not 1, 2, but for several years. I mean, I don't know if you guys can remember, right? But we have had problems with foreign people coming into our country and abusing our industry. So much so that we had a meeting with Vasant Bharat in the Ministry of Trade where we came to a gentleman's agreement with all the foreigners that no foreigner would open a scrapyard, especially an unlicensed one. Now, the individual in question, what is he? Is he a scrap dealer? Is he a businessman? Or what is he? What is he? Who knows? You know, but yet still, we carry that burden. And let us look at the big picture. That is basically the only blemish we have. The stealing of the TSCT wire since January. Mr. Ferguson, myself, and other team members have been begging the government, let's stop the exportation of copper. Let's stop it. Let's stop this. Nothing has been done. Not a single thing has been done. Now, minus the cases of sabotage and vandalism, and see what we have left. Mr. Hines talked about stealing gates and stealing manhole covers. Tell me, what is worse? Somebody putting a gun to your head and taking your car. Somebody breaking down your door and coming into your home. Or somebody picking up a thing. I'm not condoning those actions of taking up people's thing and bringing it to the scrapyard. You know. But what I'm saying is there are worse things. There are worse things happening in our country and we're not paying attention. So do me a favor, Trinidad and Tobago. Take off the vandalism and the sabotage and see what you have left. See what you have left against the scrap dealers, against the association. And on our defense, add the fact that for 11 years, we have labored. We have labored under 2 prime ministers, 3 parliaments, 4 attorney generals, 3 minister of trade, and 2 presidents we have labored to get this fixed. And it is still not fixed. It is still not fixed. Now, you're going to take it away from us. What are we supposed to do? Let me tell you something. A 6-month closure of this industry is a death sentence. Nothing short of a death sentence. Coming from the closure of COVID-19 to now to where we are barely surviving. Scarcity of material. The government has done nothing to help us. They gave us the petrotrin material on one hand and took it back on the other hand. And when Mr. Ferguson was out there begging to get it back, nobody paid attention to us. Nobody paid attention. So why are you trying to kill us? And again, I'm saying that a 6 months closure of the scrap iron industry is a death sentence. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sichatan. We now open the floor for questions from the members of the media.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Yes.
Good morning,
Tell me
Mr.
something.
Carrington.
Coming out of the, these press conferences, President Ferguson, what have there been any sort of communication with you and those in authority, especially, I know you all fall under the Ministry of Trade and Industry, because you have been making claims, you have been saying these different, marches and different actions, but have you actually have that sit down with the government in regards of some of the plans, and is there sort of any way forward, because we have been seeing only a back and forth?
The last time we had met with the government, with the Attorney General, Minister of Trade, and all the necessary people, Minister of Energy, Stuart Young, and the Minister of National Security, what will happen, we will put over the short-term plan that we have by banning the copper for the 3 months, and we as the association will do other things, which we will try to set it up in such a way that it will be a responsible kind of organization until they're ready to regularize the industry. That is what we had told them. And they had said they will get back on to us. So this news had come shocking to us, because we know we in talks with them. And nobody have come back to us and say, listen to me, this can't work or that can't work. All we hear Friday is that they're recommending that this industry will shut down for 6 months. That is all we hear. We hear nothing from them after that.
Coming out of the thefts, and I know that you touched on that, what is the current situation with your membership at this time? Because we are still seeing cables being cut down and certain errant, I would say, members or who doing their own thing. still creating a market for it. What is the current situation, especially the situation with the steel at the yard in Shogunas? I know that you were thinking of, not thinking, but you were planning on removing this person as a member, because I understand that yard is also a member of the association.
Let me say this, right? I don't want to mention too much about that because that is in court. My vice president, he probably will handle that, but I could tell you is that sometimes, watch the last problem happened Saturday. You watch these fellas, is 16, is 18, is 20. When you leave something like an industry like this, what do you expect? If you have an opportunity in Trinidad for a boy to eat a food, what do you think they're going to do? Because first to begin, these fellas need some thinking. Because the people in the area say they came already, they came Friday, and they run them, and look what they do, they come back. So them don't have any sense. None of them, we have no asking, calling around to find out if any one of them have a close to be a scrapyard, a collector or somebody. Nobody has said nothing. So you understand is that people just leaving the streets and coming in and going and steal the copper because it might have an opportunity for them to get $1. We have to understand, as while as we saying it's wrong for doing things, this country in a state now that you have to understand people robbing every day, people stealing every day, people running and going in people's house. This is not happening in the scrap industry alone, You see how the murder rate of it running, people just don't care again. And if the authority not doing nothing to stop this, it's not my fault, because we asked them, We asked them, and I hear the opposition, Munilal saying yesterday, why you don't ban the wagon? Why don't ban that? Look how much police getting locked up. Look how much police doing things and they getting locked up. Why you don't ban the police force? Why you don't dismantle the police force and open something new? Look the army, the amount of money and all kind of things like it ain't working. A lot of people have all that information, But me, I'm not here to talk that. But I could tell you they ain't problems too. Why do you ban the army and open the next thing? When you all came into power, it was like no construction. All them construction people, it was to get rid of them. Get rid of them. Now what happened? The same set of people getting one set of contracts. Why didn't ban in construction? Why didn't ban construction? You want to ban things with poor people that eat up food? And this is thing I don't want to say, but I had to say it because my head is down in a barrel, My head is in a barrel, and I had to raise up my head because as a fighter, I grew up boxing. I was Trinidad champion. I can't be in a corner and taking one set of punch, bam, bam, punch in a corner and take all them cup in my face and don't react. I trained to react. I trained to react. So I had to punch back. And if I don't punch back, I go get knocked out because I was a boxer. I had to fight back. So I said, let me ban construction because look how many billions of dollars all it was claimed that was in corruption. Let me ban it and don't build nothing. Don't build nothing. Let me just go there so. You want to take this from poor people? Olio, I am saying, poor people. I don't want, because you might have a brother or a sister or family involved in this business. You might have somebody. I want you all to come out. Come out and let me show them that, let me tell you something. It has something happened recently, and I don't like to talk about it, but in Sri Lanka, poor people wasn't getting things to eat and all kind of things. You know what they do? I don't have to read the rest of the story because it's history. All you know what happened in Sri Lanka. I don't have to tell all you what happened. Everybody in Trinidad know what happened in Sri Lanka. And these people wasn't rich people, All them people was poor people because they was fed up. I don't want that to happen in Trinidad because I don't think that's supposed to happen in Trinidad because we have enough money and we have enough resources to help poor people. So I don't feel we shall have that kind of problem here. But the way all you want to do things, God knows best. Any other questions? I have some other people who was online. If you want to get them, take them. All right, we'll wrap it up. Fast.
Okay, so if there are no other questions. All right, well, as usual, thank you for joining us this morning. And don't forget, you can follow TTSIDA on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you and have a good day.
And
Be
we
safe
want
on
to
the
thank-
roads.
And we want to thank also 95.5 for running this live. And who else run it live?
91.9 FM and Power 102 FM.
So you see, we want to reach the people. So that is all you're getting to make sure that people understand our situation. And I want everybody to understand nobody in this organization must move a foot until the organization say when we will. We will try our best again to talk to the government, because this plan, I think, was somebody was bad advice. I think they gave the Prime Minister wrong information. I honestly believe the Prime Minister got wrong information. So Prime Minister, please let them meet with me and let me try to show them how it could work. Because it has some things it could do. If the port scanner working, all this problem stop, you know. All the problem could stop at the tap if the scanner working in Port of Spain. Because they want to go to Port of Spain, they're using Port of Spain as a weak point to get through the copper. And if the scanner pick it up in Point Lisa, it won't go there. And everybody know everybody. In Trinidad, everybody know everybody. That is why everything we could get a paper from here, we could do this, we could do this. And all this is not the problem. This is a Trinidad problem. Everybody have some kind of documents. Imagine copper going out for steel. So all this sort of confusion. This is not the problem. This is y'all. And let me straighten that by sitting down and talk. We don't want no fighting with the government, because the only person we could work with is the government to deal with the situation. So all we're trying to do, as I say for the last time, my head is in a barrel of water, and all I want to do is to save myself. My house is on fire, and if I don't try to get outside, I will die. I will die. So I have to save myself from all this fire and all this water got going down in my nose. I need to save myself from that. And because of that, I have to talk. And if you vex with me, I can't do nothing about that, because you will talk when other things going on. So thank you again.
Well,
On the roads. Is a question? No? Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here again. Sure, Mr. Vice President. You might.
I just want to plead, to make a plea to the scrap dealers, the collectors, the scrapers, everybody who somehow or the other is involved in scrap. Stand with us. Let's put our differences aside. Let's fight after. The scrap industry is a very competitive industry. Whatever differences we might have as dealers or businessmen or whatever, we need to put that aside. Actually, like Mr. Ferguson was saying, it is a time not just for people in scrap, but for people in the country. Because like I have always maintained, the problem that we are facing is not a scrap problem, it is a crime problem. Our country is in crisis, and we, the citizens, have a big job here. We need to band together and to get this straight and to get our country back. Thank you.
Before we go, it with me, but I want Trinidad, if the media still on, what I want them to see this magazine here? This magazine is one of the most popular magazine in the world. And if you watch this magazine and you go right through this magazine, you will only see, I don't like to say it, but I have to say it, only white people. But if you look at it, I in the center page, you know why I come in the center page? It's because they understand, and if you see they're talking about me, and this is all up Europe, this is one of the most selling magazines in the world. And look how in the center page. That to show that people in the world out of Trinidad understand what I does. And how I responsible, how other people outside of Trinidad could have, and one of the most sell magazine in the world. This is not bullshit, you know. Look the evidence here. If you want to take, go and look up online and look at it. The most popular magazine in the world. And look me here. Look at the center. Look at here. Look me. I see only black man in it.
Thank you, Mr. President. I guess we'll be signing off. Thanks again for everyone for coming out this morning. Have a good day.